Baltimore was committing voter fraud on a massive scale, murdering citizens. Why didn't the federal government stop it? Let me explain why Washington looked the other way. The United States in 1849 had almost no federal law enforcement. No FBI, no Secret Service. Only U.S. Marshals, roughly 60 of them for the entire country, responsible for federal court security. And here's the bigger problem: jurisdiction. Federal authorities could only investigate federal crimes. Voter fraud in local elections was not a federal crime. Murder in a city was not a federal matter. Cooping was a state and local responsibility. Even if jurisdiction existed, Washington had political reasons to stay out. States' rights dominated American politics in 1849. Federal intervention in Baltimore elections would have been seen as dangerous overreach. Southern states would have fought it hard. And there was a more uncomfortable reason. Baltimore wasn't unique. New York had Tammany Hall. Philadelphia had corrupt ward bosses. Chicago's machine was legendary. Voter fraud was an American problem. Many federal politicians had won their own seats through similar methods. They weren't eager to set precedents that might expose them. In 1850, reformers actually petitioned Congress to investigate Baltimore. They testified. They named names. Congress held hearings, wrote a report, and concluded that election fraud was widespread and systematic. Then did nothing. Federal troops weren't deployed to Baltimore elections until the 1870s and 1880s, decades after Poe's death. So Poe's murder went unpunished, not just because Baltimore covered it up, but because the federal government had no mechanism and no incentive to intervene. Washington knew. Congress knew. Federal authorities knew. And they all decided it wasn't their problem. Baltimore was allowed to get away with murder.